Okay, right? If it's blinky,
Yep,
it's on?
yep.
Okay.
Counting
So
down.
Amanda, you can go ahead and ask that question again.
So sorry. Please describe a time when you took the initiative to rally the team toward a common goal.
That's a very good question. A time that I've rallied my team toward a common goal. I just started an internship at the chapel, and I'm the intern over the youth ministry there. And so just starting out, they really want to get the program more functioning with families being involved. And so that is a perfect way because family is all that we talk about in child development and that it's a key role in the child's life. And so taking what I've learned with family and being central in the development and just telling them and showing them the impact that the family does have on the child really enabled them to have a sense of desire that they want to be involved with and take it further. It's not going to be an immediate fix, but it's taking progress right now of getting them more excited and finding more opportunities to make that family-centered care in the church environment.
Okay, I'm going to ask one off of the not typical questions. Describe your strengths in working with children.
My strengths when working with children is I am just as carefree as they are. I really get on their level, and I really try not to see myself as like a superior, but more as someone that they can get along with and that they can trust. And I think that that is important when you're working with children because you want them to be able to trust you and you want to be able to understand them better. And if you're on their level, if you're at eye level and they know who you are, then I think that that is the best way. And that's how I connect well with kids.
So what areas of growth do you have in working with children?
Well, I was really nervous when I first started direct experience because going up to somebody in the hospital or even outside of the hospital, it's hard to be that vulnerable and say, hi, my name is Nancy, and taking that initiative and taking that first step. But I've told myself every time that I've gone into the hospital that I'm going to be better at that, and so constantly reminding myself to take initiative and to be open, to be vulnerable, has really been my growth. I've seen a lot of growth in that area.
Okay, Lindsay, we'll let you ask the other question on there.
Creativity is an important attribute for child life specialists. Tell us about an activity you planned for a child that was especially creative.
That I planned.
An activity you planned that was especially creative for a child.
An activity that I planned for a child that was creative. I have done collage work and having a child draw out what their life looks like, and kids that are at the school age level and preschool take a lot of pride in their drawings, and so having them draw out their life, and then I talk to them about why they liked that and why they saw their life as that picture, and then I ask them to rip it up and then put it back together. And that's a really hard thing for children to do, especially if they're trying to cope with a different lifestyle or a different type of medical issue. And so, yeah, just having them realize that it might look different, but it's still beautiful even now.
Let's see what else I might want to know. A student's life can be stressful from time to time, trying to accomplish lots of tasks and assignments. Give us an example of a time that was really stressful and what strategies you used to cope.
The most stressful time that I think I've experienced and I've seen a lot of growth from was my freshman year. My brother is in the military and he was gone in Iraq, and family is really important to me, and so just not having my support system necessarily there at arm's reach was really hard. And going into my freshman year of nursing was even more stressful because I didn't know what college was like. I was unfamiliar of college classes, living on campus, being away from family. And so the whole dynamic and then interpersonal stuff that was going on with my family had really affected me. And I really took up the avenue of maintaining a positive mindset, even though I might still struggle with that, but constantly saying it's going to be okay. And I took up running. Running is a great avenue. I've been an athlete since I was in 7th grade. And so running and working out is an avenue that I can release my stress. And then also now that I'm older, I like to journal. And journal is a great therapy because I can look back and actually see the growth from when I started to where I am now. And then it's also nice to just be able to have and constantly look at.
And then one last question. So there are a lot of different theorists that we think about with child life. Which theorist do you particularly like and why?
Vygotsky is my favorite. I think that Vygotsky is what I can relate most with, in his zone of proximal development and scaffolding of what the potential of the child is and then where the child is actually, and coming alongside of that child and helping them reach their full potential and equipping them with the right tools to empower them to promote independence. But then if they cannot, then I would implement my strategies and my techniques and help them.
So what other questions do you have for Nancy?
What do you think is your strongest attribute that you could bring to a hospital in the child life department?
My strongest attribute. I think I have a very strong compassion for other people. And so I think that being able to not only be compassionate and feel something for my patients, but then also to do that with my staff is what teamwork is about. And so having compassion and empathy and feeling for other people, I think would be a good thing to bring along to a team because it builds strength and trust, and that's what you need to be effective in a team.
So what questions do you have for us?
Well, as a future practicum student, what would be expectations that you would have?
Well, actually, Amanda's our practicum coordinator, so I'll let her answer that.
Well, the practicum experience is a time of learning, as well as a time for you to get experience. So what we would want most from you is that you would take initiative to take advantage of opportunities within a department that you could learn from. Your specific career of child life could take you many different directions, so just being aware of what you personally want to gain, and to verbalize that to the staff that you work with so that they can help you be able to gain experiences that will be most helpful for you.
Thank you. And then one more question. What could I be working on as an individual from this interview?
Well, I think the part of the interview is hopefully when you leave here you'll think about what you feel you did right. We do put a lot of responsibility back on the students and have them develop an awareness, like internal awareness or self-awareness on what things they can do better on. So I think for right now, we don't know you that well, so it's kind of hard for us to determine that, but it sounds like you're getting a sense of yourself and responsibility and awareness of how you react to kids and families. So hopefully when you leave here, you'll put some thought into what aspects of this interview you really did well in, and maybe other areas that you think, I might have been able to do a little bit differently or better.
Okay. And I also have brought my resume
Oh, thank you.
with me.
Yep.
There you go. And then it also has my contact information if you need to reach me after this interview.
Okay, so the interview's done. So everyone can fill out, oh yeah, we can